Hey dudes, in this episode we're going to set up our adorable little pumpkin farm and we're going to get started on the old fishing hole. It's TheeRealDuke, and that's all happening right now. What is going on, dudes? How you guys doing? It's TheeRealDuke, and I'm coming to you from the Craftage Minecraft Survival Multiplayer server. We're doing some vanilla work today, like we do. Oh man, how you guys doing? You guys doing alright? I hope that you are. So what do we have on the docket for today? Today I wanted to do a pumpkin farm. If you remember way back in the series when we first found the spot, there was a little bit of a pond here, which I made a little bit larger. I connected to a river flowing down here, little creek flowing down here. Kind of, comes in through the bottom drain, I guess, of a wall, or the side of the wall, and then it goes out that side of the wall. And we can't see it from here, but from up there, we can see that there's a tiny little spring, it looks like, that comes out of the side of this mountain that this connects to and flows down. So it's pretty adorable. But this dude, this buddy right here, has been here since the beginning. I didn't want to move him. I've somehow attributed some unnecessary and strange emotional attachment to him, so he is going to remain untouched. But just something about the fact that there's a little pumpkin hanging out right here next to this little pond, I thought that was adorable. And so I was like, we don't have an actual, we have a little patch back over there on the other side of the fortress, one of the upper levels, where it's just like a row of pumpkins, and it's kind of like meh. And pumpkins don't look as cool to me in a greenhouse setup like as I think watermelons do, and that's just personal preference. If you think they're cool and you dig that that little greenhouse setup we did last episode for... Can we see him? I can't see him from here. It was last episode. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you think that would work also for you for pumpkins, then by all means, please do rock it out. For me, I like the idea of a pumpkin patch, and so that's what I want to do today. I want to make a pumpkin patch. And what I'm gonna do is I wanted to make it normal though, so I like normal looking, or natural looking rather, not normal looking. I wanted to make a natural looking pumpkin patch, so I picked this little hill, this little knoll type space over here, and I do want it to look natural, but I also think I want over here somewhere, and I don't know where, but somewhere over here, wherever's gonna be actually most convenient for it to be placed. I want to put like a log with a little button on it, and then when you hit the button, by right-clicking and not placing a smooth stone slab, when you hit the button, there'll be pistons hidden underneath where the pumpkins will grow, and they'll just come flying out and bust it up. And so then we can walk by, and then the grass will grow back, and then it'll look natural again. But when it's time to harvest pumpkins, if for whatever reason we would need more pumpkins, it's just a simple button press. So we're going to try and tuck it in and keep that looking natural. What do you think? Yes? No? I think that's going to be cool. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get done, but let's see what we can do. So what I did was, now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this is within 5 blocks of that water, so it should be fine. But I dug these little holes kind of spaced out somewhat evenly where I thought good spots for water might be. And what I want to do is... I actually just want to put placeholders in, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, in a plus shape around them, that's where the tilled soil spots will be. And I think we need maybe another little bit of dirt over here. I'm going to bust that. Yeah, something like that, yeah. And then maybe one like right here. Right here. Okay, so then in a plus shape around it, I'm going to have the tilled soil patches where the actual plants can grow, where the actual plant part of the pumpkin patch will be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove those pieces of dirt, which will be tilled soil in a moment. And what I want to do is I'm going to put a placeholder in, because we're going to have to dig out around underneath here. So I'm going to put a placeholder in, and then we're going to dig a little ditch. You know how you do in Minecraft, dig ditches all day. Dig a little ditch. That's going to be fine there, because that'll have 2 spots to choose from to grow, so that'll be alright. We're going to dig a little ditch, and then we'll be able to see where these are going to be and where we will need to place our pistons. This shouldn't take too long. Blip, blip, blip. Blip. And then let's give... What's up, Zombo? Let's give that guy some more options for where to grow. So from underneath, you know what? We won't actually have to do it. Do I have any pistons on me? I don't. We won't actually have to do it like that though, which is cool. But I think these placeholders are still helping. So this one will choose to grow here, here, and here. This one will grow here or here. This one will grow there, there, or there. This one will grow there, there. So do you see what I'm doing here? I'm just outlining the valid growing positions. So I guess getting really real out here. I'm just digging out the valid growing positions of pumpkins. So if the plant is here, it'll grow either in this block, on this block, or on this block. A pumpkin will. So I'm just clearing those out. One too many over here. That's alright. Throw that back. Ooh. Man, I tell you what. Efficiency 5 plus haste 2 means ripping up some dirt. Let me tell you. Okay. So, and that one we almost forgot. So let me pillar up real quick here, and we'll check how what the distribution looks like. So, you know, that's pretty good. I think those are a couple good spots for pumpkins to grow on. I think that's going to look good. So, I am going to dig another hole down, another spot down. I'm going to run up, grab some more sticky pistons, and then we will get back to it. Alright, so we have our pistons ready. Now, do you need sticky pistons? No. Why do you not need sticky pistons? Well, couple of reasons. Here's the deal, to be honest with you. Man, this thunder is pretty freaking epic. Scared. Basically, because the pumpkins will grow onto any block. They don't have to grow onto dirt. So you could do... crap. You could also do crap. You could do sand or gravel or something that's going to fall. You know what I'm saying? And then just put that above a regular piston. But I think it'll look cool. And I have the slime balls and materials at my disposal. I think it would look cool to have these, you know, while we're waiting for the pumpkin to grow, to turn back into grass. I think that would be cool. So that is why I'm using the sticky pistons, because then we can put dirt blocks there, and then, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean. So we're almost done here, and then it is time to get excavating. And then we're going to have to do some redstone figuring outing. I started trying to do this with the efficiency 5 shovel, and holy smokes. And to be honest, I was just making more work for myself because I was just ripping stuff out. It was bananas. So I'm just punching grass blocks right now. And then we're going to have to come by and adjust. Obviously, we're going to have to adjust where the grass is here. Otherwise, you'll see the side of the dirt block. But that may look cool. That may be strange. I feel like I'm going to get hit by lightning right now. Or worse, that creeper will. Not if I take him out first. Can he do it? Oh, snap! You about to die, baby. Eat it. Oh, yeah. That felt so good, you guys. Oh, my God. That felt so good. Felt so good. Alright, so I think, if I could just... I don't know why I left this pillar here, but I'm going to make another one. Gonna make another one and just check my work here to make sure I didn't miss anything. This isn't like one of my less builds where it's no big deal if I miss a huge amount of blocks. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that is pretty good. All right, so let's start tunneling. I think right here is going to be our entry point. I'm going to throw some torches back up because I'm a coward and I'm not sure where I broke them, but I know I did have to break some to be able to get in here. So again, let's get in it. Let's get in there. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to tear all this up. Tear all this up. Tear it up. Because you know what, I can just throw dirt back. It's not a big deal. It's just dirt. And it all has to be dirt too, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that was bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. All right. Came over a little too far. Came over a little too far. So let's go back up. Too far. Let's go back up and see how far over we need to go exactly. This one is as far over as we need to go. Yes, yes, drippy water. I know where you are. It's me talking like I didn't just flood this whole thing. Oh my god, could you imagine if I had the redstone set up for this? I just washed it all away. Not that that's happened 100 times before. Alright. So I think what we're going to have to do here is we're going to set up an inverter. Yeah, I think we're going to set up an inverter, and then we'll have the inverter just have redstone torches on blocks, and then that'll... You know what? I sound like an idiot when I'm trying to talk about it without just showing you, which I'm about to show you anyway, so... Duh. Oh, duh. Let me see if I can get to that one over there. And that was too far. Figuring out, just doing some figuring out, but that was the right one to get to. Okay. Okay, so what am I talking about with an inverter? What I'm going to have is a super sophisticated setup. Super. It's not at all sophisticated. What I'm going to have is, and I have my circuit blocks on me and too many other kinds of blocks. So I'm going to go up to this. I'm going to put this right below the piston. Right below the piston. And then I am going to put a redstone torch on top of it. And then what will happen is, this will make the pistons go up. You can hear them going, obviously. And then we're going to have an inverter, which is something that's going to switch the state of the signal from one thing to the other thing. And so these are going to be, without any interference, these are going to be permanently on, which is not what we want. So we want to invert this permanent on signal to an off signal. So we're just going to throw an inverter, which is, it's a redstone torch sticking out of the side of a block. It's not even, I think calling it an inverter is somewhat of a confusing type thing. It can be made much simpler, but that'll make sense in 1 second. So basically, these are always on. So what we want to do is we're going to have that. I want to put the current coming in the backside. Thusly, get out of my thing, freaking garbage. Okay, see, that one's off. So now this signal is inverted by this, and so all I have to do to flash that is just set a current to it. And then I can invert it and switch it on and off with these in a permanent state. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I think this is going to be easier to set up. I think it's going to be easier to set up this way, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to keep plugging away with my cyan wool. I'm going to make sure, I'm just going to double check and make sure we get all of the pistons to activate, meaning I didn't miss any. And then we are going to move on to the next step. So you can see they are all raised. So we figured it out. It was a god dang mess down there. If you try to do this and you're not so hot with redstone, not that I'm any good or worth anything with redstone either necessarily, but if you try this and it gets a little too hard or too difficult to find the path for the redstone that will actually activate all the stuff, all of the pistons, then maybe think about just lining it up a little bit more easily. So let me show you basically what we were doing here. So here comes the circuit in, okay, and then what I was doing was I run it into there, okay. But if I do this and I throw redstone in here, this one, and this one would all shut off. So, because again, our goal is to turn off all these redstone torches. So to do that, I have to shoot power through and power this whole block to draw power. So for putting power into one, that's what I was able to do. Now I could also take power off the side of this block like I do in the middle and shut that one off. And shut that one off. Pretty sweet, right? So that's kind of what I was trying to do. And then if I replace this one with this, boop, same thing. See what I did? So I can just, I mean, it's not rocket surgery, as my boy Slicks would say, but this is basically what I was trying to do. Now, what made it difficult was, so there we go, we have them all shut off, and then what would happen? Well, let me talk about it like this first. So there you can see they all turn back on. And there they are all off. So what happens is, and I'll just show you real quick, there's a couple spots in there where it gets weird, and I am out of wool officially. There's a couple spots where it gets weird, where it's like, sorry, not that, and that, and this kind of thing starts to happen. And so if I add this, right, so now I power it, and then watch what happens. It stays on. Because what happens is, it's putting power into this block, which is powering this redstone, which is powering this repeater, which is powering this block, which is powering this redstone, which is powering... And so, there's no way to turn it off unless you actually physically break one of the redstone. And so, because of... And I'll show it to you in 1 second. Because of how tightly crap was packed in there, it took some creative thinking. There were a couple spots where I had to change direction to shoot current into blocks with a comparator a couple of times. It was annoying. I also had to do a little bit of excavating to ensure I had space to walk around in there and get all this stuff worked out. But essentially the mechanism is done. And we can test it. So we throw the power in here. And down they all go. We break that. You can hear them all popping back up. So all we have to do now is fill all this crap in, which should be pretty easy peasy. So let's do some filling in here, and we'll also do some sculpting, because we got some repairing to do, because I tore this up pretty badly. I tore it up pretty badly. So this whole surface just gets covered with the dirt. So this one will get tilled. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be a little tricky because I gotta get water in here, but I also don't want the water to flood down there. All right, we're just gonna have to remember what we were doing. Not a big deal. Oops. Alright, so that part in the back is going to be fun. What I'm worried about, actually, in terms of sculpting, is this stuff over here on the side. What is this going to look like? Is this going to be doable over here? I can actually close that in, right? Yes. Yeah, okay, we're good. So let me just shop. Let me just I'm gonna just start scatting for a minute, and then I'll be right back. No, so let me just show you down here the kind of thing I had to do. So you can see some repeaters in there, kind of doing their thing, pointing to different blocks, powering blocks to shut the stuff off. It just, you know what? It took about a half hour of just plugging junk in and trying to get it to work. It's not. I bet if I was better at redstone, I could have banged this out in like 3 minutes. But you know, with my level of ability, that I was able to do it in about a half an hour. So, you know, not too bad. And it's just, you know, just don't give up. Just keep switching them around. It can get frustrating. Here you can see just the random dots powered. It can get frustrating because it seems to work by some magical, illogical means, but it's not either of those things. It is explicitly logical. That's how we're able to use it to make awesome circuits and stuff. So, you know, just keep plugging at it. Keep plugging away. So I think we need to pillar up from a little bit away and see how we did here before I start breaking out these blocks here and putting the water in. Actually, there should be one there, I think, and not one there. Ooh, that's gonna be a good spot right here for our button. Let's look from around here. Can I break this one? Yes, I can. And I will. What about this one? Nope. Not a problem. Over to our little demo space. See, that looks fine. That looks totally fine. So let's go ahead and I'm going to replace all this wool, and then we'll get the water out and start tilling, and then maybe my idea will start to become a little more clear. So, after all that work, it looks like we achieved our intended effects. Yes? Yes, no? I believe that it does. It do. I believe it do. You can't even tell, except that, you know, you can see this one here. We didn't put the switch in to activate it yet, so we're gonna have to do that. I got some spruce planks out, and I want to kind of cover the water like this, I think, because I like the way this spruce looks next to dirt. Wow, I did that poorly. Oh, can I guess right on each of these? Oh, last one. Oh. Here we go. Alright, so now the water's covered. So we don't have to worry about dropping into water or losing pumpkins into the water. And then let's till us some soil. Bing, bang, bam, bam, bamma. Remember, falling off the side of a half slab does not mess up your tilled soil. So let's get some of these dudes growing. Yes, yes, yes. Is that all of them? It appears that is all of them. Okay, so from over here, what we're going to do is, I just, for no particular reason, I feel like an oak log with a wood button and a spruce wood slab on top of it is what would look best. So I'm just going to give myself a little room to work here. Actually, I don't even need to. So this is all going to pop up. And then back down. Did we mess anything up? Nope. It's like nothing ever happened. It's like nothing ever happened, which is what we expected, you know, but whatevs. So on top of this, we're going to put a piece of redstone dust. Blip. So then we're going to have a log on top of that redstone dust, and then if that log gets powered, it's going to power that redstone dust. Right quick like. Throw a little wood button on there. Here it come, here it come, watch it now. Oh, slick. I think that is fairly slick. On a scale of 1 to slick, that's like at least slick. At least. So I'm going to actually build that out a little bit. Obviously, I got to cover that up, but I think that's all we need. So I'm just going to throw this on there to finish it off. And those are obviously going to fill in green. But how sweet is that? The last thing I wanted to do today was just throw in a tiny little bridge over here. But what I think I want to do is try and plant some oak trees first. And we're trying for those big, massive oak trees because we're going to be fishing. And what I want to have is from here a little bit of a pier. And it's obviously going to be a tiny pier because where's it going to go? This freaking stream is right there. But just a little fishing pier that comes out to maybe right here. Then we'll be able to fish. It'll be cutie patootie, right? We'll be able to fish right there. I pictured a nice rounded kind of little bridge right here. I mean, this is just a nice area, a nice little garden area. So, what I'm gonna do is let's pick a couple spots here. I'm just gonna throw down a couple spots of cobblestone, and we're gonna try and get some big trees grown. Like there. And there. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. So let's pillar up, let's say 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't know if you remember back in the day, but this is how we get the big trees to grow. Actually, let's go do 3. So 4 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fall down here. Little ouchie, no big deal. I wish I had another sapling. And then we throw that right there. So what's going to happen is the oak sapling is going to check for available spots to grow, and it's going to run into collision issues with the cobblestone there, so it's going to have to eventually select only a tree that's large enough to clear that. So that's going to have to be a big oak. So that's what we're going to grow there. It's going to force it to grow. So let's throw another one in. I think I'm just going to keep throwing these in here. Oh, what an adorable pumpkin patch. So I do have a huge amount of bone meal. Bone meal for days and days. Bone meal for days. But we're just going to let these rock out and do their thing naturally. You know, quote, naturally. Anyway, let's go test out the pumpkin farm. Let's go test it out. I hope this works. It should. I think that's adorable. I think it's adorable. Let's see. See how we did. See how we did. Cross your fingers. Yeah. That is what I am talking about. That is about what I am speaking. And you smell what I'm cooking. You picking up what I'm laying down. So, oh, look at that one growing back right away. Awesome. Awesome. Don't mind walking around the pumpkin patch. You know, they were doing some, I was buzzing around before kind of checking them out. They were doing some weird things where like a pumpkin would grow here and then 2 of them would connect to it, but then it would grow at another spot and then this one would branch over. I don't know. Some weirdness, but that is the adorable pumpkin farm done. What other things we have to do? Well, you know, I did want to build a little bridge across here. And that's going to happen, and the pier has got to happen here too. Pier definitely has to happen here. Little fishing pier, looking adorable. Not sure when exactly those are going to happen, but we got a couple things left on our plate here. We still have some towers to work on going on in that direction over where the you know, the causeway is headed out to the grinder. I feel like there should be more greenhouse type stuff. I had so much fun doing the watermelon farm. This was a lot of fun too. This is definitely a lot of fun too. We have to finish the supports on that side over where the smelterizer is. We got a lot of work. So, you know, if you have something in particular you'd like to see us work on next time, drop me a line in the comments below. Otherwise, that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, dudes. I truly hope you enjoyed watching, and I do appreciate your views. Check out my YouTube channel for other Let's Builds and Infinite Heights server contest videos. We just started some new ones up. They're gonna be sweet. Head over to the Infinite Heights forums for details about that at InfiniteHeightsMC.com. Join me, my builds, and the great Infinite Heights community at play.infiniteheightsmc.com. Super easy to join in. Jump in right away. It's not whitelisted, just a bunch of cool kids having a good time. You can see all my stuff on there. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, dudes. I do truly appreciate it. It's TheeRealDuke, and I'm out.